Yeah, boy! I'm so bad at that. Take two. And I'm like doing this. It's like something you don't do. Try again. This will go on the blooper reel. Wish I had fancier pants. Like a real DJ. Yeah, boy! This is DJ Jazzy Jong coming to you live and direct from What to Know Before the Show. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about music. Music can be used in every single part of your workshop. So let's go to the showroom and I'll tell you what's more. Come on, boy, get jiggy with it. Really apologize if that offended anybody. It offended me a little bit. Moving on. In this video, I want to talk to you about creating your musical playlist. Now, music is really, really important to bring into your workshop or seminar because it really warms up your event room. I don't know if you've ever walked into a workshop or a seminar and there hasn't been any music and the room is kind of eerily quiet. What you can do is you can put on some soft music or some jazz music or some music to pump people up, and it really warms up the room, warms up the atmosphere. It gets people engaging with each other. You can talk about the music, or at least they feel like something's happening in the room. You can put on some really high energy music and really build the energy in the room too. So it's really important to add some music to your live workshop or seminar. Now, when you create this music, you're going to want to put it into your logistics master so you don't have to worry and be stumbling over what to play workshop after workshop. So the music is going to be added to your logistics master, and then if you find a new song, you can switch out a song and add something new, and play with the music. You know, really get in there and make this an important part of your event. Now, what you can use this music for is all through your workshop. So when your participants first enter the room, when you're introduced to the stage, taking people to breaks and bringing them back from breaks, during handouts. So many different parts of your workshop you can be using music. If you have certain kind of activities, if you want to put people into an emotional practice or emotional kind of activity, you can use some more somber music that can really change the mood. Or if you're moving chairs in the room, add some really high energy music and you get those chairs moved way faster. So now, where do you find this music? Well, music is all over the place. You can go to places like Songza on your mobile device and just find music for different kinds of moods. You can go, I'm sure there's one or two CD stores left on the planet. You can go to CD stores and find compilations of certain eras, like the best of the 80s or best of disco, and use CDs. You can download music from sources like iTunes. There's lots of different ways and places to find music. Now, you want to store this music not only just on your logistics master, but you want to have it readily available. So get yourself a laptop and use iTunes or Windows Media Player. All have storage libraries on it, and you can take your music and you actually build into different categories. So you could have writing music that you play during a writing activity, or entry music, or bringing a trainer to the stage music, high energy music, and just build little folders so that music is readily available. You can get to it super quick when you need it. And that music is just going to run out through the headphone jack, out of your laptop, into the mixing board, or into the house system. If you're a one-person show, it can run out of the headphone jack of your cell phone. What you also want to do is, when you're creating this playlist, is know your audience. Okay, so if you're playing, if you do workshops or seminars for senior citizens, you're probably going to want to stay away from rap and hip hop or death metal. You know, you really want to focus on what music is going to pique the interest of your audience. I worked with a music therapist years ago as I job shadowed with a music therapist to kind of find out really what intrigues people about music and how music can be used for healing people. And what she told me was that music that has the most impact on our lives is music that was popular to us between the ages of 18 and 25. So find out the general age of your audience and see what music was popular between the ages when they were 18 to 25. Also keep in mind, the music doesn't have to particularly appeal to you. What it has to do is it has to appeal to your audience. If you have a wide range of ages in your audience, mix the music up, create different sections of your workshop or your weekend. You could play music from the 70s or the 60s, rock and roll music, disco, funk. All this music is really great to kind of engage the different age groups. And also, when you're creating this musical playlist, be clever with it. So you don't want to just kind of play whatever you just happen to come across. What I do when I help people create their musical playlists is I ask them, what is the topic that they need this music for. If they're doing a handout and the handout is something that has to do with money, I go and I find a money song like She Works Hard for Her Money. Get a little clever with your music. People will really appreciate that you put some effort into creating a great musical playlist, and I get a lot of people that come up to me after workshops that I've created playlists for and said, wow, I really appreciate the choices that you've made in the music, and it really helped make this event. So be a little clever, figure out the topic of what you're talking about and the age group that you're talking to, and kind of pick that music out accordingly. A lot of music that just doesn't ever fail that I found is disco and funk music. A lot of really classic stuff from the 80s and 90s is a really safe bet that you can play, and most age groups will appreciate. So get out there and kind of find some music that kind of is the greatest hits of an era, and download that music or burn it onto CDs and have that at your workshop and seminar. But I don't want you to have to go struggling too much to find the perfect song. So what I've done is below I've created a list. I can't sell you this music because it's all copywritten music. But below I've created a list of what I call never fail workshop music. And this is music that I've used over the years and that I've heard at the many workshops that I've attended to that I know that people totally love for different parts of their workshop. So it could be more emotional music, or a music to really pump people up, get them really excited during certain sections or certain kind of activities during the workshop. So I want to make your life a little easier, so go below, click on this list and start finding this music. You can find a lot of it on Greatest Hits albums. It'll be on iTunes, other music downloading sites like that too. So go to that list, start creating your musical playlist, put it into your logistics master so you've got it there, and when you hear that new song on the radio that, you know, I drive around in my car and I go, wow, this would be a great workshop song, I go home, I find it, I get it, and I add it to my list of workshop music that never fails. So go click on that link below. Music for your musical playlist for your workshop and seminar, really important, and that's what to know before the show.